Hi everyone, this is Joe. Today on Battlemace RPG, I'd like to talk to you about heroic dice and death and dying in the system. Let's start off with heroic dice. At the start of every game session, the commissioner gives out every player 1d6 dice, the 6-sided dice. This dice can be used any time during the current game session. It is used for adding to your roll totals. So, what is the heroic dice used for? Attack rolls like your melee, range, and spell. You can add it to damage rolls, skill check rolls, initiative rolls, death save rolls, and you can also use it for a damage reduction. Once the dice is used, it is returned to the commissioner. The commissioner can give out more heroic dice, but it's due to things like the players' great role play, great strategic play, or inventive ideas. Question: how many heroic dice can a player have during a game session? No more than 3. So they can get one, they start with their 1, and they can acquire 2 more throughout the game session. Next question is, can a player use all their heroic dice together? Yes. They can use them all at once if they wish. Can a player give their heroic dice to another player? Yes, but the other players cannot give more than 1 each per session. Why would you want to give your dice to someone else? Well, your table mates may be in trouble and need a little extra, or they may be close to dying. So you give them that D6 to help boost them. Another question: does the heroic dice transfer from one session to the other? No. If they are not used by the end of the session, they disappear. And at the start of the next session, you will once again start with 1. So, now let's talk about being unconscious, which ties into the death and dying. Unconscious. You're knocked out at 0 HP. So when your hit points reach 0, you are knocked out. The only action you can perform each round is try to regain consciousness. You roll a d20. 1 to 10, you stay unconscious. 11 to 20, you wake up. And when you're conscious, you'll gain 1 HP, but you remain prone. So you're still lying down on the ground with 1 HP. See, this ties into death and dying. The 0 HP is unconscious. Let's keep that in mind. For example, it's a player has 5 hit points and takes 5 points of damage. They're at 0, so they would be unconscious. Below triggers a death save. More than negative 10 hit points is an auto death. So let's give it a couple more examples. That player with 5 hit points takes 10 damage. So that takes them to negative 5 hit points. So they're triggering a death save. Well, for example, that player's at 5 hit points and takes 20 damage. That's negative 15. That's an auto death. Your character is dead. So, what about death saves? Death save. You only get 1 per time you drop below 0. So not multiple rolls, you get one chance when you go below 0. Now, if your player winds up getting back up and they get below 0 again, you get a chance to have another save. The save will determine if you live and what happens to you, or permanent death. So if you're permanent death, that means your character is gone. Death save steps. How do we do the death saves? Say your character falls below 0. Let's say they're -3 hit points after an attack. You roll a d20. 1 to 10 is a fail. That means instant death. But don't forget, you can always add your heroic dice if you wish to try to boost that up to not die. 11 through 19, you're at 0 hit points and unconscious, and you roll on the injury table. You roll a 20 on your d20. That's an automatic pass. You don't roll on the injury table. You wake up with 1 d10 hit points, and you're standing up without getting an attack of opportunity. That is a reward for rolling a d20 and rolling that natural 20. I mean, there's a 5% chance you're going to roll that, but it rewards you. So, the injury table. Remember that 11 to 19? You have to roll on the injury table. You roll a d6. If you do roll a 6, we'll have to roll a d4 as well. So let's say we roll the 1. That equals your arm is hurt. You got the hurt arm. You take -2 on your attack rolls. Second result, hurt leg, -5 foot speed. You cannot be less than 5 feet total on your movement. 3, the head injury. You take a -5 on skill checks and saves. 4, you get a stomach wound. Healing potion results reduced by half, rounded up. Example, you take a basic healing potion of a d8. You roll a 4, but you have a stomach wound, so you only get 2. 5 is a back injury. The opponents get +2 to attack you. This is because your back's hurt. You're less mobile, less able to avoid the attack. Number 6 is called destroy stuff. That's when you roll a d4. On a 1, a weapon, shield, or armor, just a random piece that you own, is destroyed. That can be on your person or in your backpack. But it is destroyed, 100% gone. Number 2, money. 25% of all your money is destroyed. Think of like the video game when Sonic the Hedgehog hits a spike, his coins go flying. You roll a 3. Potion or scrolls. 1d8 is destroyed. Player's choice. So not only are you injured, you have to choose how much stuff is destroyed after you roll. You roll 4 out of that d8. You have to pick 4 potions or scrolls that you have. You only got 3 potions or scrolls, well, that's all 3 of them gone. You got 5, well, you got 1 left. Number 4, all other gear. 1 random piece destroyed. What other gear are we talking about, since we've got weapons, shields, and armor? Well, your rope, your chalk, your rations, anything that's not fitting into the first three. How do you remove these conditions, you asked? Like the hurt arm. You have to full heal. Resting and healing. A full heal. HP is returned to full, and a full night's sleep remove all injury effects, except for destroyed equipment, of course. That's gone forever. Or the healing spell, druids are known to cast, will heal the injuries. So that's how you recover from these elements. Well, that is the heroic dice and the deaf and dying for Battlemace RPG. If you wish to check out the PDFs, they are on drivethrurpg.com. Search for Battlemace RPG. Core rulebooks in there. A couple of class expansions. A small adventure. And I really would like to say, everybody, thank you. And please like and subscribe to this video. It means a whole lot to us. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.